everybody, I'm Josh, and that's Earl, and
Hello.
we are back here again at the Amazing America's Heroes here in Killeen, Texas. So, we are going to be talking about DC Rebirth, why you guys should pick it up. It's been out for about a month,
Almost
give
a
or
month
take.
now.
So, we're going to be talking about why you guys should pick up, why you guys should start reading DC Rebirth, because it is a pretty good series. So, Earl, what are your 5 reasons?
Alrighty, number 1, it's a great jumping on point for new readers. If you've never really delved into DC Comics too much, you know, it's a perfect time to jump in. With the one-shots, the Rebirth one-shots for individual characters, and then 2 weeks later you're getting their monthly book. They just flow right together. And especially the one-shot, which came out about a month ago. It was really good, and it brings me to my second point. Lapsed readers. Readers who've kind of fell off from the New 52, or even if you didn't read the New 52 but you were a fan before they did the New 52, I think some of the things they're doing is reminiscent of a lot of the older stories, making the characters more important, bringing them to the forefront, kind of like a rebirth for their legacy.
Yeah, and the characters in this Rebirth universe have if not almost all of the appearances of pre-New 52.
A lot of their attitudes, they're bringing in, like, they're changing some of the origin stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
For instance, there's a scene from the upcoming Wonder Woman comic where, you know, a lot of the things about her past,
They're kind of getting muddled up.
They've been lies.
Yeah.
You know, everything that was told to her. So she fixes it in a pretty ingenious way. She finds out about it. She takes her lasso, wraps it around her arm, and figures it out. So that's going to be real interesting. And the Superman now is not the 52 Superman. It's the pre-52 Superman who was pulled into the universe during Convergence.
And a quick question on that. In the Action Comics, there are 2 Clark Kents. There's the pre-52 Clark Kent, and then there's a journalist Clark Kent.
Right.
Who is that Clark Kent?
That one has, if I'm not mistaken, yet to be revealed.
Okay.
My bet is that the 52 Superman looked like he died, but didn't. He just lost his powers. So now he's masquerading as the Clark Kent for the Daily Planet, the reporter, and everything. And then there's this other Clark Kent who goes by the name of, like, Clark White, because he has Lois Lane as a wife and a son named Jonathan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what I think it is.
That's interesting.
Number 3, the return of a beloved character which you haven't seen since before New 52.
Yes.
DC kind of put out another character, namesake only. Had the same set of powers.
Yeah.
But this is a character everybody loved, and they were wondering, where is he at? They brought him back in the New 52, kind of lukewarm, but then the one from the pre-52 universe showed up and is the big character inside of Rebirth, and had some really nice scenes with his mentor, so to speak.
I really liked it.
And he was narrating the whole thing, and I think after probably the first 10 pages, you see who it is. And it's a good book. It really tugs on you for a bit, because we all wanted to see this character back, and we finally saw him.
Yeah.
Number 4 brings in a set of characters that has never been in the main DC universe, but was published by DC. Squarely coming up on 30 years ago.
Yeah, and they had a movie which was directed by someone who directed a comic book movie very recently.
Yeah, this, it's been more than hinted, but no names have been dropped.
Yeah.
The very end of the Rebirth special basically spills the beans about it. And if you can think about it, this is the most powerful character to have ever existed and been published in a comic by DC.
Yeah.
He is actually the one who created the New 52 universe, so to speak. And there's even a theory going around that's rippling through the histories. And it could be a way that they're going to combine every iteration that DC has had of their universes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There's a story, there's a rumor going around, I'll tell you once we get off camera. But there's a story going around that this is the guy who is basically God.
Wow.
Which makes me wonder how they're going to combat him.
Yeah, because in the DC universe, there's a character who's basically God, and so they're saying that this guy is basically God as well, so...
It'll be interesting.
Oh, man, that's going to be a mind-boggle.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And the fifth reason, and I think it's the most important, it's a good read. It's just plain good.
Yeah.
A lot of people might go, oh, well, this is a cop-out. You know, you could say that about almost anything in comics these days.
Yeah.
But look at the fact that they're actually telling a good story. They pulled it off. They pulled this whole story from things that have already happened. So it's not like they're discounting any type of history or even creating something new. Creating something new would just leave more questions than answers. At least we have some type of answers right now. There are questions left, but that's going to unfold over the next few years. As far as the comics that are being spawned from Rebirth, you're going to have your Rebirth one-shots that'll flow into the monthly books, or the twice-a-month books, but into the new ongoings, which after you get a Rebirth one-shot, 2 weeks later, you'll get the ongoing book. And they're going to roll these out throughout September. So by the time October rolls around, we should be good to go with all the Rebirth books have been published and the monthly starting. So, so far, we're coming up on this week. The new monthlies that'll be out are Aquaman, Flash, and Wonder Woman. And on the 29th, there are no Rebirth issues. The only Rebirth stuff that's coming out is the second printings of the first 4 one-shots. And then the week after that, they're really kicking into high gear with more of the monthlies, and you also get Justice League Rebirth.
Yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
That one's going to be good. In fact, Justice League 52, which comes out this week, kind of ties into some things about about somebody. And, yeah, I almost let it go. Well, yeah, about tying in somebody and the Justice League and that guy that showed up in Rebirth.
Interesting. So, really quick, what are some of the comic series for Rebirth that you would recommend for new readers?
If you want to continue some of the storylines that was going on in the Rebirth one-shot, I would say go with Flash Rebirth special, and then the Flash monthly book, or ongoing, and then the Titans Rebirth, which was just released last week. Hopefully you can find a copy. If not, the second printings will be out on the 13th of July, and then the Titans ongoing book. Those are probably the ones that are going to tie in the most with the events from Rebirth.
Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of America's Heroes. I'm John Stats Earl, and we will see you guys later in another video. Bye!